Welcome to BSS Studies. I am Bala. Today I will explain about ST graph. So in this first one, we already learned about ST. This is uniform. Yes, T. And this is rest. Okay. Yes, T. And this is non-uniform. So the uniform means the in ST graph, the uniform speed means here V. The uniform speed comes like this. Okay, we can say that this line is made angle between this time and the velocity is 45 degrees. Okay, so this is a uniform velocity and this is in rest position. Rest, and this is uniform and this is non-uniform. Okay, so these are the three we learned already. So in ST graph there are another two graphs. Fourth one. If they give like this curve, yes, T. They give like this ST graph. The slope point varies from a point to point. Okay. The slope varies from point to point like this. Okay. Here the slope varies from P1. I am taking this is a P1, P2, P3, P4, P5 and P6. Here the slope varies from P1 point to P2 and P2 to 3 and P3 to P4 and P4 to P5, P5 to P6. Okay. So in this graph, slope varies. That's why it is a non-uniform motion. Okay. Here in this the slope varies. So that's why it is a non-uniform motion. Okay. And another graph. One. Same graph but curve varies. So I am taking like this. Yes, T. So in before example I took like this curve. But in this example I am taking like this curve. Okay. Is it slope varies from point to point or same? Here the slope varies from point to point. Okay. Here the slope varies from point to point. So that's why here slope is not constant. That's why it is a non-uniform Okay. Here slope varies from this point P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, P7. Here the slope varies from P1 to P2, P2 to P3, P3 to P4, P4 to P5, P5 to 6, P6 to P7. Okay, the slope varies. So slope is not constant. That's why it is a non-uniform motion. Okay. So this is graph. And here these are the 5 different graphs in ST graphs. ST graphs is nothing but distance time graphs. Okay. So in this next graphs, velocity time graphs. Velocity time graphs. So if we see here first one, uniform acceleration. Here in this you have to remember 2 points. First one, here in VT graph, slope is acceleration, and here area under graph is displacement. Okay, note where you have to remember before going to graphs, slope means acceleration, area means displacement. Okay, so I am wrapping these 2 points. So if you see here, first one, uniform acceleration, which means if I draw like this graph, VT, here I am taking like this slope or line. Here the slope P1 and P2 is constant. Here the slope from P1 to P2 is constant. So here we can say that here this is uniform acceleration. Uniform acceleration, because here I am taking 3, here I am taking 1, and here I am taking 1, 2 and 3. So here 3 and here 2, 1, 1. Okay. So if you see here slope 3 minus 2 by y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So here 3 minus 1 by 2 minus 1, x2 minus x1. So here 3 minus 1 means 2 by 2 minus 1 means 1. So here the slope is 2. And here we can say that the slope is constant because this is a straight line. Okay. It is a straight line. So we can say that slope is constant. Okay. So this is first graph, uniform acceleration. And the second one, rest. Rest means like this. This is rest. There is no lines. So we can say this is R rest. Here where I am shading, so that part is also a rest. Okay. This full is rest. And we can say that the shaded part is also says that displacement. Okay. So here the shaded part is also tells us displacement. Okay. So this is second graph, rest. And the third graph, here if I take VT graph, non-uniform is nothing but like this. I can take curve or like this lines. Okay. So this is a non-uniform acceleration, which means the slope will vary. Here I am taking P1 and this is P2 and this is P3 and this is P4 and this is P5. So if I take the slope of this P1 and P2 is not same as P2 and P3 and is not same as P3 and P4 and it is also not same as P4 and P5. Okay. So here the slope is varies. So we can say this is a non-uniform acceleration. Here the area. Area means here we have to take like this. We have to draw like this. And the area means the shaded part. See here. This is full is area. Here from this x-axis to given lines we have to shade. So that part is known as displacement. Okay. So this part is known as displacement. Okay. So this is third graph, non-uniform acceleration. And fourth one, non-uniform acceleration only. So if I take like this, V and T, I am taking like this graphs. Okay. Here the slope varies from this point to this point, this point to this point, and this point to this point. And here, this point to this point, this point to this point, this point to this point. Here, this point to this point, this point to this point, this point to this point, this point. And here also. Okay, the slope varies from all points. The slope varies from all points. So we can say this is a non-uniform acceleration. Okay. So this is fourth graph. And the VT graph is completed. These are the four graphs. Okay. So and AT graph. Until we have seen that velocity time graphs, distance and time graphs. So this is acceleration time graphs. So if we see here the uniform motion. So in this uniform motion means like this. Here I am taking A and this is P. Like this it will be there. Uniform motion. Okay. We have to draw like this. If they give like this, this is V and T. This means rest. Okay. If they give V. So here they give that A. So we can say this is a uniform velocity. Okay. and this is first one. So if you see second one, rest. Here the rest position of velocity time graphs and EAT graphs are same, like this. EAT. There is no legs. Okay. And here third one. Third one. Non-uniform. Non-uniform as a motion. So if you see here, this is a graph T and this is A. Here the graph is like this or like this. The graph should be like this or like this or like this. Okay. Anyway, it can be formed. Okay. So these are the EAT graphs. And here slope of acceleration time graphs gives velocity. There is no slope of acceleration time. There is no slope for acceleration time graphs. Area is there. Area of EAT graphs is change in velocity. Change in velocity. Change in velocity means V bar minus U bar. Okay. And these are the graphs, EAT graphs. And graphs topic is completed. And today topic is completed. ఈ వీడియో కనుక మీకు నచ్చినట్లయితే ప్లీజ్ లైక్ చేయండి, షేర్ చేయండి, సబ్స్క్రైబ్ కామెంట్ ఉంది కామెంట్ బాక్స్. థ్యాంక్ యూ.